actually saw the big political news this weekend with Joe Biden dropping out of the 2024 presidential race as the Democratic nominee. Well, I'm excited to announce an exclusive interview with one of the new candidates. Welcome back to the Idea Supply Chain, where we take a look at where ideas come from and what makes those ideas valuable. Wanted to share with you, we get an exclusive announcement for new U.S. presidential candidate, Clara Johnson. Let's cut over.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends, family, and fellow Americans, today I stand before you filled with hope and determination. Hope for a future that embraces the potential of every individual, and determination to build a brighter tomorrow for all of us. My name is Clara Johnson, and I come from the heart of Ohio, a place where values of education, service, and community have shaped who I am. I grew up in a household where my parents, both teachers, instilled in me the belief that through hard work and compassion, we can change lives and uplift our communities. I carried those lessons with me as I pursued my studies at Harvard University, and later as I worked in the halls of Congress. As your representative, I faced challenges head-on, like the devastating economic downturn that left many in my district struggling. But together we found a way forward. Through dedication and collaboration, we revitalized our community, securing funding for job training programs and supporting local businesses. I learned that in times of crisis, it is not only our policies that matter, but our ability to communicate, connect, and lead with empathy. And today, I am proud to announce my candidacy for President of the United States in 2024. Together, we will chart a new course, one that prioritizes inclusive economic growth, environmental sustainability, and social equity. Together for tomorrow, building a brighter future for all. This is not just a slogan. It's a commitment to each and every American. It's about ensuring that every person, regardless of their background, has the opportunity to thrive. Inclusive economic growth. Our nation deserves an economy that works for everyone. We will invest in job training, support small businesses, and create pathways to success for all workers. We will break down barriers and foster innovation that lifts every community. Environmental sustainability. Climate change is not a distant threat. It is a reality we face today. With my running mate David Chon, a leader in environmental policy, we will champion renewable energy initiatives and sustainable agriculture. Together, we will leave a healthier planet for generations to come. Social equity. We must confront the systemic inequalities that persist in our society. We will ensure that every voice is heard and every individual is treated with dignity and respect. Equity is not just a goal. It is a guiding principle of our administration. I remember standing in line at a local shelter, volunteering alongside my neighbors. We were all there, young and old, Democrat and Republican, united by a common cause. It is moments like these that remind me of our shared humanity, our shared struggles, and our shared dreams. Together, we can achieve extraordinary things. As your president, I will bring the same dedication and crisis management skills that have guided my career. I will approach every decision with empathy and compassion, ensuring that policies reflect the needs of the people they serve. Transparency and accountability will be the cornerstones of my administration, fostering trust and integrity in governance. Now I need your help. I invite you to join me in this journey, because together, we can forge a path to a better future. A future where every American has the opportunity to succeed, where our environment is protected, and where our society is equitable for all. As we embark on this campaign, let us remember that we are stronger together. Let us embrace our differences and celebrate our shared values: kindness, resilience, and hope. Together, we will build a brighter future for all. Thank you. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
Okay, so I thought that was a pretty cool project, but I wanted to share a bit about what went into it. So when I saw the announcement, I thought, hey, it would be funny if I actually, built a presidential candidate, right? And ultimately, I am considering actually building another one and then having them debate and everything like that. But I wanted to get a feel for how the avatars and everything worked. And so I tried a few different platforms that offer kind of these digital avatar services. And unfortunately, one of them completely blocked me from doing it. rejected my video, saying that it was against their policies. But in this case, I ended up using DID. So I think it did a pretty good job of capturing the voice and expressions. It was decent at least. But the part that I really am impressed with is actually the speech. And so I wanted to share a little bit about the process there. One of the things I've been working on is how to give AIs the ability to have functional knowledge about some part of the world. And in this case, I wanted one that knew a couple different things. I wanted it to know what a good presidential candidate looked like. And so that was the first half. And the second half was, okay, well, I want an AI that can write an effective political speech. So I needed to know what went into that. And so I've been using this process that I've been talking about with training subminds. That's kind of the way I talk about that. And basically, the idea is that I give it a topic and I ask the LLM that I'm using, whether it be Claude or GPT, either one, and I ask it to break the topic down into 5 subtopics. And then for each of those subtopics, I ask it to break it down into multiple questions. And so a lot of times this will be like 10 to 15 questions per subtopic. And then I'll have it go through and answer all of those questions. And then it summarizes the questions at the subtopic level, and then it summarizes all the subtopics at the parent topic level. So it creates this kind of recursive tree. And what I found is that within the latent space that large language models work in, this is actually a great way to kind of give it a map. So you've got all of this like possible territory for it to discover the answers to what you ask it, right? But when you give it this map that's kind of the boundaries of latent space that it can operate within, suddenly you're constraining answers to very, very topical responses. And so I found that this is a really good and cheap way of constraining LLMs on a given topic. And so you can't really do this on all topics because then you just end up with like all latent space again. So it doesn't solve the problem. But when you have something specific that you want to do it for, this is a good way to do it. And so the first thing I did is I said, hey, what makes a good presidential candidate? And it broke it all apart into, all these different subtopics and then compiled it together into a good report. And then the second piece is what makes a good political speech? And then I took the output, first of all, from a good presidential candidate, and I asked it to write the story of a good presidential candidate that would run on a platform of abundance. And we ended up getting the story of Clara. And it's funny how well it kind of tapped into what is typically valued by the majority of American society. First of all, kind of coming from small town Ohio, that part is especially funny because I had a really hard time getting the LLM to answer anything but small town Ohio. It really likes the idea of presidential candidates coming from small town Ohio. As someone from small town Ohio, I approve this message. But beyond that, it had details like, having both parents as teachers, right? And then kind of, experiencing the economic downturn, things like that. I think it actually did a really great job of capturing that. And then I was actually really even more impressed by taking kind of that story and giving it to the speechwriter AI to actually write the political speech. To me, it felt very much like a real political speech. And so it's interesting when you can kind of take the type of rhetoric that goes into a political speech and be able to apply it to anything like super quickly. honestly, to get that speech written and the whole story of Clara generated and all of that, it was a process of maybe 10 minutes. I spent a lot longer kind of fucking around with the avatars to try to get one that could actually deliver the speech. And I don't know. I think if I want to do something with that, I need to go down the paid tier of a lot of these products and maybe do some custom avatars. But that's probably down the line. Let me know if that's something you want to see, though, because I do think there's a lot of interesting things that I could dig into in terms of getting two things to debate and everything like that. Because I do feel that there's this really big opportunity to kind of take this training method and apply it to various areas, whether it be, engaging in debates or, having these different types of political AIs that can use to actually help people understand the issues more completely. Um, but yeah, I think this is a really fascinating process. Um, and unfortunately, I do think Synthesia's digital avatar may have been the best one, but they're the ones that, again, rejected me. So, um, unfortunately, that wasn't great. I also had one with Hey Jen, um, but I realized that I actually picked one with a British accent, so that one didn't quite work out as well either. And the facial expressions I didn't think were as good as the DID ones. So, probably gonna play with this more though, because it was kind of fun. I think there is some interesting potential use cases out there for digital avatars and kind of how they operate things. And who knows, maybe as I go on this channel, you'll let me know as my audience that you would rather see a digital representation talking about my ideas than my actual face. No hard feelings if that's the case, but hey, So anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.